Welcome back to the Wargrove of Woe. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at and reviewing all of the holiday season 2022 savings boxes. If you are unaware, Games Workshop every winter season starting around November, December releases a whole bunch of discount boxes that give you fantastic value and are a wonderful way to either add to a collection or start a whole new army. In this video, I'll be breaking down what each box has and what the units offer in terms of army composition, how much it would cost to buy these boxes individually in US dollars, British pounds, or euros, and then taking the assumed price based off of previous year's boxes and giving you a discount percentage. So without further ado, let's get started. Our first box we're going to be discussing is Battleforce Gloomspite Gets. The models included in this discount box are 10 Squig Riders or Boingrot Bounders, 12 Squig Herders, 2 Mangler Squigs, 1 Loonbox on Giant Cave Squig. The individual cost for each of these kits comes out at around 313 US dollars, 191.5 British pounds, or 249 euros. Assuming the Battleforce costs stay the same as they have for the past few years, the discount comes out to be 33%. This discount box is really good if you love squigs. Other than that, you're not going to get anything out of it. Gloomspite has 3 general army archetypes. You got squigs, spiders, and then trolls or troggoths. So if you are in the spider camp or the troggoth camp, this box is not going to do you very much, but if you like squigs just as much as I do, then this is going to be a good box to pick up. The real draw here are the 2 Mangler Squigs. Buying them individually is very expensive. Squig herds are good as well, but you're going to need a lot of them if you want to do a predominantly squig themed army. Squig riders are fine. Personally, I think that just having more squig herds would be better, but you can't go wrong with having a slightly faster unit. Moving on to Battleforce Daughters of Cain. This box gives you a little bit of everything. It's kind of a touchstone for every bit of Daughters of Cain. You have 5 Melusi Blood Sisters or Blood Stalkers, 5 Doomfire Warlocks, 10 Sisters of Slaughter, and then 5 Kniserai. The Cauldron of Blood includes the parts for a Hag Queen, Slaughter Queen, and a Bloodrack Medusa, as well as the Avatar of Cain, and then the actual wagon itself. That is a very, very efficient kit because you can field all of these things individually or in various combinations with each other, so I highly recommend you magnetize that wagon. If you were to buy all of these things together, it would come out to be 302 US dollars, 179.5 British pounds, 234 euros, and assuming the Battleforce cost stays the same, that'll give you a discount about 30%. This box is a pretty okay starter box if you have no idea what archetype of Daughters of Cain you want to get into, and you just kind of want a little bit of everything. It is very much the buffet of a Battleforce box. You can take all of these units and kind of springboard into a more themed army if you want to go all snakes or Kniserai, get some Doomfire Warlock spam. Really, this is a good all-rounder box if you have no idea where you want to specialize with your Daughters of Cain army. And so I think if you have a specialist army in mind, maybe pass on this box because you'd most likely only get a quarter to half of use out of it. But if you just like the whole range, go for it. This box is really good. Next up, we have the Battleforce Kruelboyz. This box includes 10 Gut Rippers, 3 Bolt Boys, 1 Sledge Raker, and then 1 Vulcha. The individual cost for all of these units would be 315 US dollars, 187.5 British pounds, 247.5 euros. Assuming the Battleforce cost stays the same, this gives you a discount of 33%. Now this box is, in my opinion, really only there for the Sledge Raker and the Vulcha. The Gut Rippers are a little underwhelming in my opinion. Bolt Boys are the bread and butter of a Kruelboyz army, and same goes for the Sledge Raker. I think the Vulture is honestly very underrated. I have seen it do some wonderful things, and it can definitely have some potential in lists. The problem is it is just way overshown by Maw Crushers. But if you want to do a Kruelboyz only army and not worry about Big WoW or anything like that, consider putting a Vulture in your list. They can do some work, especially the named version. The named Vulture is really good. Next up, we have the Battleforce Sylvaneth. This box includes 16 Dryads, 10 Spite Revenants, 2 Treelord/Treelord Ancient/Durthu kits, and then 1 Drycha. If you were to get all of these boxes individually, you would come out to $350 US, 211 pounds, 277.5 euros, and assuming discounts remain, or excuse me, assuming the Battleforce cost remains the same, this gives you a 40% discount. I have a few mixed feelings about this box. As someone who already owns a Drycha, that is the biggest qualm with me, is that if I was to look at getting this box, I'm not sure what I would do with the Drycha. The parts I could probably convert into something, and they have a lot of potential there, but I already own a Drycha, and she's unique, and so you can only have one. Everything else in this box is fantastic. The Tree Lord kit is incredibly versatile, and having one of each of the various Tree Lords or doubling up on Durthus is never a wrong idea. Dryads are fairly weak in the 3rd edition codex, excuse me, 3rd edition battle tome, but they have a purpose as being kind of a defensive tar pit. And then Spite Revenants, one of my all-time favorite units. They have such offensive power in reinforced units. They are just glass cannon. They will fall apart if you look at them wrong. So overall, this is a fantastic box if you own nothing of Sylvaneth, or if you plan to pick up this box in addition to the Vanguard box. If you get this box plus Vanguard, you are pretty much set. That is your Sylvaneth army. So if you nothing else, if you have no models and you want to look into getting Sylvaneth, pick up this Battleforce and then a Vanguard, and you are set. Those in combination are a fantastic beginning army. Gives you a lot of flexibility and a lot of tools to play with. Next up, we have the Battleforce Nighthaunt. This discount bundle comes with 10 Bladegeist Revenants, 10 Grimghast Reapers, 10 Dreadscythe Harridans, Lady Oleander, and 1 Black Coach. Individually, these boxes cost around $330, 200 pounds, 265 euros. Assuming the discount stays the same, this gives you a discount of around 37%. This is a really good box that I feel is in a similar vein to the Sylvaneth box. All of the infantry/troops are the better troops, especially the Bladegeist Revenants. Honestly, if you wanted to just kind of weapon swap or proxy the Grimghast Reapers as Bladegeist Revenants, that would be a good way to double up on the best unit in terms of troops. Dreadscythe Harridans are also very good. I would say they are tied with the Bladegeist Revenants for the best troops for Nighthaunt. Lady Oleander is a great centerpiece, and a Black Coach is a good cherry on top. So if you are looking into getting into Nighthaunt, consider picking up this box. I think it is fantastic. Before I move on, I would like to give a thanks to the Battleforce Patreon supporters. You all are fantastic, and your support means very much to me. An extra special thanks to Nick Hoff. If you'd like to join the Patreon, there will be a link in the description below, as well as a link to our Discord channel. If you'd like to join the community over there, please check it out. Moving on to Battleforce Stormcast. This box includes 10 Vanquishers, 10 Vigilors, 2 Stormdrake Guard, 3 Annihilators, and 1 Knight Relictor. The individual cost for these boxes comes out to be $325, 198.5 pounds, 259.5 euros, and assuming the Battleforce box cost stays the same, it gives you a discount of 36%. Overall, this box is fine. I have a few issues with it, but that's more a problem I have with Stormcast in general. I desperately want Vigilers and Vanquishers to be better so that you could get these boxes that come with them. The Vigilers are great in MSU as a luxury pick if you just want to hand out that buff, but Vanquishers kind of fall into the problem of Stormcast just have so many options to choose from that Vanquishers can sometimes be overlooked. I find this really sad because Vanquishers are incredibly beautiful models. I love the way they look. They have such a wonderful combination of cloth and not overly bulky, but still impressive armor, and I just wish they were better. The real stars of this show, though, are of course the dragons and the annihilators. The Night Relictor, I'm still not sure how I feel about it. It recently got buffed, but I'm still a bit hesitant of it. But you could consider converting or proxying the Night Relictor as some of the other heroes in Stormcast, so it could be a versatile bits usage. Overall, this is a fine box, but I would be cautious as really the best things you're getting are the dragons and the annihilators. Last, we have Battleforce Skaven. This box is very Skaven-y, we'll just put it that way. You get 40 clan rats, 40 plague monks, 3 storm fiends, a warplock bombardier, and then a Gracier on Screaming Bell. Keep in mind that the Screaming Bell kit can be built as a Plague Priest and a Plague Furnace, and both the Gracier and the Plague Priest can be built on foot or on their mount, so consider magnetization with that kit. The individual cost for these kits altogether come out to be 338 US dollars, 220.5 British pounds, 268.5 euros, and assuming the Battleforce cost stays the same, gives you a discount of 38%. This box caters to a very specific Skaven playstyle, which is massed bodies. And so if you want to go down that route and have a bit of a Scryer plus Pestilence army, considering you can make the Plague Furnace instead of the Gracier, and then have your Warplock Bombardier and your Storm Fiends as the Scryer half, then go for it. Otherwise, I think that it might be a little too niche for certain army builds for Skaven, but overall, it is a good box if you just want a lot of rats. You get so much plastic in this box. So if you just want a good, long, big project, even if you're planning to use these Skaven models in a different system like Dungeons and Dragons, go for it. You get a lot of plastic here, which could be a lot of project time. So if you're kind of lacking motivation or lacking something to shoot for, consider picking this up. And that was all of the Battleforce boxes for the winter season 2022. There are a few standouts in my opinion. I really like the Sylvaneth box for anybody that's not me. The Nighthaunt box is very good, and I think in a specific sense, the Skaven one is. I don't think I'll pick it up, but still, you have a lot of good choices to pick from this year, so go out and get some of that plastic crack. This has been the Wargrove of Woe, and I'll talk to you guys next time.